Hello and welcome. Right, well, what did we do in this session? We've been busy. Yeah, I've not done the straw. I thought we could have done. I did pick up all of the stones off the edge of the field, or the ones I could find. I think I'm sure there's a pile down there somewhere I did miss, but I think we got one of them from in that bushes, which was a silly thing for me to do, to drop it in the bushes. But I thought I'd leave this while the harvester was going, and I thought I'd get this up another session. Now we've got that fantastic quantum. It is a beaut. Absolutely love using that at all. And you can drive up to it with your tractor, although you don't really need to. It's fairly fast, but it can get a little bit caught on things. So I still think it's probably better to really put a worker on follow. I did do that before, and then you drive towards the straw, and then basically let your worker catch up with follow me on, obviously on PC and Mac, on follow me. And I mean, you can do it on your own. I did it last time without follow me hadn't dropped, and I was quite happy to do it on my own. Still fantastic. It's got a fantastic amount of storage space in it, that it could hold stuff on the belt whilst, so that was really phenomenal. But we also, in fact, I would imagine he's still de-stoning. No, they've actually finished. Fantastic. Yeah. Let's just see if we've missed a few little bits here. It looks like, no, I probably did that afterwards. It is very, I've got to be honest, this map is a killer for its, let's just check the stones while we're looking. No, fantastic. No, really brilliant. No, that's fine. Switch that off. It is a real, I mean, this is a big tractor. These hills are absolutely humongous, or as JMGaming would say, monstrous. They truly are monstrous. It is true. We found a bit of a flaw in the production silo, the pusher, as I call it, or its nickname. We put some lime in. I brought a trailer down. I put it in there to grab it after I'd finished, to top it up, because I knew we'd need more than one. When I came to grab the lime out, it wouldn't let it go, so I've got to check that. I've got a farm sign, but I broke it again earlier. It was working nicely. Now it's gone, so I need to fix that as well. Most things this time have been working. I've still got the farmer's kiosk. I've got 3 or 4 models, and none of them are completely as I would like them to be. But I'm almost ready to bin that and just stick with what I've got. With the original model tweaked, I got the colours. I like that. I've coloured it red, and I think if I can get the all of the things to show as I've got on the one that we've got here. Sorry, I could feel that coming. Yeah, if we can get all of the fill planes to show, it does look so much better than it being empty. And it does, yeah, it is true. Obviously, one of the viewers did say about that, when you, and it was right, when you sell things, they do appear. So I'm not sure whether it is broken, but I've got to be honest, I don't think there are many people who would want to go to any kind of shop and not see things in for for sale, because otherwise you got to think, well, what are you selling? Because I can't see you've got anything to sell. I mean, what I mean is, as a human, it makes no sense to have empty boxes on a thing that you're selling. So yeah, I've got the other one sort of working, but again, it shows that it's working if you, in here, if you go to this, no, that one there, no, it actually does show as empty. Yeah, so that is the only one that's showing as with the things in it. That one is the map sell point, which I need to fix, and that one is the one that I put in earlier, which is the original one. You can see the reds and the BR. This has got everything is right, and it's still not got the fill plane sorted at all. So I'm going to hopefully work on this one. I'm just going to settle for this one. It's the original Giants one, but it will be fixed like the one that we've done in Blender. That it's sort of half worked. and that, like, yeah, I'd still prefer. It's still got too much flickering for my liking. So if I can fix the original one and just get the fill planes working, I'm going to settle for that. Yeah, because I've spent an awful long time on trying to fix that, and I've sort of semi done it, and I've got the BI decals on, and I've got the farm to the table, and I've got the other one working as well, just not on this particular model. But all this flickering, it's just nah, it's just not. And I obviously ripped the model a bit. I've lost its front and things like that. We're going in and out of Blender and chopping the wrong things, and so I'm going to settle for the proper Giants one. I'm going to colour it myself, put the BI Industries version of it out there, and get the fill planes fixed like this. And I'm going to settle for that. I'm happy at that point. I'm going to fix my sign, and I'm also going to finish check on why the production silo isn't able to grab things back out as it should be. I never made it for that, but obviously we all, if we're going to use it as a silo as well, then it really does need to be able to push things out of it. Now, I've had certain things out, so it could be just that I've forgotten to add lime, and I may as well check a few other things while I'm at it. I keep adding things to this. I added, I couldn't sell eggs. I couldn't sell eggs at it at Riverview, so I've amended that, and it is true the eggs were missing. So again, bit by bit, as we use them through the Let's Plays, anything I've forgotten, I'm going to add it so that it eventually sells everything that you would need to sell. It's got a bale sell point as well. I've added a bale trigger, so it can pretty much do anything and handle anything. So in the end, it's going to be a bona fide, absolutely total sell point, but it's going to be a self-marketing sell point. And then I'm going to do I've done the one for the map that you saw just a few seconds ago. I'm going to do all do it on the same model, and that's going to be working. And yeah, the thing I'm working on the most is it's a flatbed trailer, and this one is all my own work. I'm looking at modders who I admire to see how they've done things. I mean, I could do exactly the same with this, but I always think Giants obscure things and they hide things deliberately. So I'd like to look and check for a modder someone who I like Sariga. Just have a look at the TPS on how it's put together, not copy his work, but just see, because I'm a young modder, and I would really would wish to go to Sariga and obviously learn how to mod that from him. And the only way you can do that is by literally unlocking the thing. And I'm sorry, Lambo, if that would annoy them, but I've got to be honest, we all do it anyway. The real bad thing would be to copy somebody's work, really. But learning and watching how masters, isn't that how we all learn in life? If you was an artist, wouldn't you go and watch Leonardo if he was alive and actually try and learn his thing? Well, the good thing about being a modder is you can actually do that because they're all in the mod folder. So you can do that. The bad thing would be if I went a step further and started to copy somebody's work. I mean, to learn from them's one thing, but to actually copy bits and bobs from them is another matter. I mean, I'm not talking about copying lines of code either, because everybody does that from every single Giants one already. I mean, BDSSB, I watch his channel an awful lot, and he's got a catalogue of things that he's taken from the Giants thing that he cross references and does fantastic things. So yeah, it's amazing, really. But that's okay. You've just got to be very careful you don't cross that line where you are taking the mick because you're trying to show respect. I would love to look at Rawley Christie's work, and I'd love to look at Omatana's, because I consider them two of the best modders. Whether they would be annoyed at that, at me wishing to learn at the hands of those masters, that I would never wish to offend, but at least I'm being honest and saying that that is what I'm doing, rather than pretending that I'm not and saying it's bad, when I think almost probably every modder alive does do it anyway. But obviously I'm being honest about it, and how far I would willing to go would be just to look and sort of see that, and learn from them to see how they do things. And they've done the same, as I said many times about Omatana. She's got FS25. I mean, some of her first models were all giants things, and that's exactly how I would imagine almost modders all start that way, really, where you rip the models to pieces and you check and see what giants have done, and then you think, can I do it this way? Do I need to do it exactly like that? Can I just do my own labeling? And the answer to these questions is yes, you can. You don't need to follow this structure. There are quite a few different ways to achieve the same end as a modder, like there is as a programmer and all the rest of it. So yeah, anyway, I must be tired. I'm going around in circles. So yeah, what did we do this session? Well, we did, it's true, we stone picked that field. We also sold a shed load. That's why our money's at 320,000. A shed load of soup because it was on super green prices. So I went and sold that manually. So there's a lot. If anybody likes to see manual loading and unloading, well, there's a shed load of that to see in this session. We did the oh, that's a point. Let's just show. Let's see how much we actually got. We had 22 tons, and I think we got another 3.5-ish. So it'd be about 25,000 litres. Keep saying tons, and it's 1,000 litres. 25,000 litres ish. 27, actually. Fantastic. So this we are going to make. I believe we said we're going to make diesel. A biodiesel, of course. From not the canola one, the other one, the sunflowers one, digestates. I've always said this, I will allow them the buying of something, so we do need to make mineral feed if we're going to do that. That's a point, actually. Don't we need stones for the mineral feed? Don't we? Because we can buy that. Let's deactivate that. What do we need for that? Stone, straw, wheat. It's wheat that we need. So if we've got straw, we've got stones. We can't buy digestate as well. Yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying. I'll actually have to give this some thought. The one thing I haven't had yet, which is quite surprising, on nearly every Let's Play in FS22, I nearly always went for disturbed simulations, right from one of the first maps, or nearly always. I did it so much that even I recognised that I'd always had the BGA from disturbed simulations, and so I started to like think, oh, let's not do a bit like with the fertilizer mod. I did that to death on FS22, and I thought, I don't want to go that way on FS25. Let's not do that. Because I've modded, I've opened up avenues and had some good recipes for factories that I don't really need to, not even on hard economy. So what is that? Oh, it's one of those logs. Yeah, so we will stick this in there. We will make that one way or another. Yeah, because it's for a business. It's my golden rule about allowing one thing to be bought. So we'd have to like buy a BJ. And I will do it, but we're already quite production rich on this already, although, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it. Yeah, so we got rid of all of the, I think we got 300, a little tiny bit of buying and selling. We didn't buy anything for ourselves. Obviously, we got the beautiful John Deere on the field, and we repaired its header as well. Trying to think of anything that I've forgotten. It was mainly that, and I'll fix that and that. And then obviously field 7, we've got all of the straw to grab next session or over the winter. Yeah, we can... well, I think I shall enjoy doing that with the fancy. Yeah, we got this repaired finally and got this used. So we've got some water in there for making the lime. But I don't think we're going to make the lime now. I think we're going to try to do the mineral feed, because the mineral feed, we might have to buy digestate though. It's the wheat though. If I'm buying 2 inputs. We got any wheat? I think. Have we got? I'm sure we haven't got wheat. I'm sure we haven't, but I thought we'd got something. I think it was sorghum. No, we used it. I think we used it for something else. So we've got a shed load of straw, a bit of stones. So it is the digestate that we're short of, as well as the wheat. So, yeah. I mean, the real thing that we're really trying to do is the... Well, I suppose that... Yeah, am I looking at this wrongly? No, because I've got the sunflowers and I can buy the digestate, but then I'd need to buy the mineral feeds or make it. I might tweak this a little bit because this, I'm trying to do a recipe where everyone can use this, but what I am finding is with a recipe, the mineral feeds, I think what we could do is I'd sooner put the costs up and take away the mineral feed. I've already tweaked it down. It was quite high, but that's still, it's the mineral feed. If you were to buy it is one thing, but yeah, I think I've got it in too many recipes. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but the more I'm using it, the more I'm thinking, I'm not sure that's working right. It's stopping people using it. If you are like me and you insist upon like not buying and you've got to make it or that type of stuff, it's got quite a few ingredients, so therefore it's harder to make as well. You're making, I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the productions are like that. You make one thing to make another, but it's got to be doable quite easily, or else it's going to like stop people just the same as it's stopping me really get further. So, but I'm gonna leave it there because this is why there's a lot of chatting on this one. Yeah, I was going on about burning out cards and burning out machines with all of the heavy graphics load that we seem to have at the minute on FS25. So yeah, I'm say if you do like loading, then there's quite a lot for you, and obviously there's a bit of the harvester, but it really did do it itself. Mainly itself unloaded while we were busy grabbing the stones and like doing the liming and all that type of things. So yeah, but there's an awful lot of loading, definitely. So yeah, I hope if you're going to watch it that you'll enjoy the rest of the session. Right, it's absolutely hammering it down. I've swapped this back to the old model. No, it's right, yeah. Oh, I've got the old one as well. I've got both. Right, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I've swapped mine, but I've got two of them now. Yeah. One's the map sell point and one is the self-sufficiency, and I'm not sure which one's which. Yeah, I've confused myself. I've actually thrown way too many like models. I do copy before I make a change because I've got some very nasty experiences with working with our 3D files where one minute they're working and the next minute they're totally broken. So I was just looking at this. We've got bread, but that's it again. Yeah, it does look awful, doesn't it? Can you imagine in real life if you've got all of your bread outside like this? It wouldn't do it any good, would it? That's what I say. It's weird when people talk about realism. It's obvious in so many ways. This game is the game, and like it's so obvious, and yet obviously some people really do get quite bent out of shape about realism. I mean, myself, I try to be as realistically as possible, but there are some reminders like that that just bring you straight down to earth and say this. Oh, that's a little bit. Yeah, it is. That's just. Yeah, that's not very nice, is it? Yeah, I've been I've been modding my own mod. I've done it again. I did that yesterday as well. Yeah, I've been doing my own modding. My own version of the TPS. It isn't. It's based upon the TPS because I love the TPS a lot, but it's based upon everything that the TPS isn't. Like a few things that I would have liked that the TPS doesn't do, and there's a few things like I can't do the animation, so it'll just be a standard trailer. I can't. I crashed and burned with it earlier. I've been working on it for hours, like 4 hours. I should remind these actually. Yeah, Giants have done it, or had done it, that the human, reminded it. So they've gone back to, like, now it's the vehicle that reminds things. Or just, they're not being reminded by anything anymore. They're crashing and burning. Literally, they're not actually taking any notice of anybody. Neither us nor a vehicle. That's different. That is very... This is something I noticed... which is actually quite bad. It's worse than you actually think it is, because the ground beneath those is still there. I had this when I did. I altered the ground on one of the earlier maps, and I then ran into the collision of the ground that I'd actually ploughed. So although that looks like that's not terribly serious, it is in a way, because like, yeah, although I've got no collision with the ground. But we can see by the fact the bread is resting on imaginary that the ground that we just flattened is still there. to certain things. It's really still staying on the lack of ground. You can see they're not wanting to come off. They still believe the Giant's lure engine is still telling them that there is ground, and us, you can see it, we're on that same ground. So although we've just like flattened that, it doesn't do it straight away. It's rather quite bad actually. Got our chickens finally. Just remind myself how many we did actually buy. 130, that's right. This is the biggie. I think this is it 500? Yes, it is. Yeah, the other ones are 250. It is, this is much, much bigger. Again, higher. The only bad thing is, obviously, you can sort of see inside the fact that there is nothing in there. Although I suppose you don't really know that there are lots. Yeah, above that level, there could be lots and lots of places for the chickens to, the old rooster, the old like runs that you used to get in the old hen house or so. I suppose it's sort of it's what is beyond the eye. I do love the rain; it's amazing. So I was looking at this just before I started the cameras because it's been a few days since I've been in here. Now, obviously, the one thing that this tells us straight away is that we've got a shed load of a few thousands worth of pig food, which of course we can take and we can put straight in either of our sell points, being as I've totally like, in fact, let's just get rid of that. Let's get rid of both of them and then put one down. In fact, we'll keep this one. Oh, you can't remove this one. Oh, you can. It's actually fixed now. We're going to remove this one. Right, fantastic. So we just got one. That's better. But I'm not sure. I remember rightly, we all know that last time we put this down, you really had to level it with that point because it really did not like... You had to have this level or it really would not... You couldn't sell anything because I was harping on about... you know, like it not working, and it was just the level for quite a few episodes, and then obviously I realised it's just the only trouble is with the smoothing, softening. It really does. It sort of undoes all it. It's very powerful, and maybe a little too powerful. But I'm not going to give Giants hell about that. Yeah, it's still not level. You can see the BI is like half done. Yeah, this is the old model. I thought I'd actually fixed this earlier, but the model you saw me get rid of has actually lost all of the fill planes, whereas this one is the one that I did that I actually gained them back. So, but if I move the stuff from this model back to the other one, it really loses the fill planes. I don't know how I did it. Gotta be honest. It was a bit of like pushing things around and that, and then like I thought, oh, I can now see the fill blades, but you can see there's a lot of weird flickering going on that's not quite right. There's a few things I would need to cut in Blender and then put a few things back that are like missing. This was not supposed to sort of show in the game, but I've deleted my good model because my Blender, my proper one that I did, it was totally out of kilter, and so much work involved. I have spent hours on this trying to make this my own, but I still sort of realise, well, it's Giant's model, but I think, yeah, but do I really particularly care about that? I've still fixed that issue that Giants had. It's still working. Yeah, one thing I just like, yeah, let's put my sign down. I'm quite pleased with this, and I had a right good laugh. Yeah, but I've only put this down on Oakbridge Farm at the minute. Now, where is it now? I think it's in Tools. It was in... Oh, it could still be in Chickens. Yeah, I know. It's... No, it's not. No. So I've moved it. It's true. I think it was in Chickens, because the original model I took this from was silos. I think it's... I don't think it's containers. I'm sure I put it in tools. If I did, it would be... It's $7. So where have I put it? Yeah, it would be one of the first things you'd see, because it would be 7. Yeah, so it's none of those. Surely not productions. It could still be in animals, but we would see it straight away as you go straight across all of these. Yeah, so it's none of those either. So you should see it straight away. that says 7. So I've obviously done some damage to it again then. Right. Yeah, I was doing some fiddling because it said it was a chicken shed, so I changed it to back to something else. So now it's disappeared totally. So got a big thing. That is modding for you. It is. There's a lot of hard work involved in modding, and you can have everything seemingly work okay, and then all of a sudden you make one change and it all just disappears in a puff of smoke. So yeah, it really isn't for the faint heart. You've got to be very patient, and yeah, I've got to change my personality. I do love these free range. I do. I think it's fantastic seeing them outside. I do love that on Polenyo. Right. So then, what? Yeah, what I was trying to say was we've got a shed load of soup, and if we are selling our soup and trying to make a profit by like selling a lot of it, we really ought to like sell it at this, to be honest. But I think what we're going to do first is just make sure that I've got this right. Otherwise, I'll have to pop out. We need you. So we'll set you to up here like that. And then I think we'll grab you as well. So September. Are we doing anything with this field now? Yeah, we ought to set the stone picker going on it, really. Yeah, I'd hate sending... That's true. Why did I send the telly out? Oh, he's actually doing okay. He's going straight up. Yeah, I don't think we'd set... Would we really set the stone picker going in this torrential rain? Not particularly. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to set this going, and then we'll run the other one up. And then I think we're going to do some... It's going to be a boring session. I know we'll time-lapse it because it's going to be me. But again, it's... As I've sort of keep frequently saying, it's more about... I wonder if you can set 2 going. A lot of maps don't like you doing this. Now, we need him down there in a little while. Ooh. Okay. That's probably bumped into the shed. Or this one's given up before it's even started. The telehandler of it. It could be, though, that the interferes one with another if you like set this going. Yeah, it could be that you're only allowed to set one going on the AI spline. So that might work now. Yeah, because obviously the other one just finished as we set him going. So it does look very much like that you can only have one worker going. And I've seen that a little bit on the Calmsden before it became Oakbridge. So I did sort of... I love to try to work out how the inner mechanics... And I suppose it's probably my IT background. I like to sort of figure out rules and how things work. And I've always sort of tried to do that on the game. So let's grab that and just see if we can sell the soup at that. It should do, but I'm not sure if we've got it. There's loads of piles of stones which I keep meaning to grab as well, because we can make our own lime in the self-sufficiency. Set this going, and let's just go and grab a couple of our soups just to make sure we can actually sell them directly, because we should really be able to do so. If we can, then we're going to literally like grab a few of the... And when it stops raining, we'll also grab the... there's a lot of ermine going on. There is, I'm tired. I've literally done battle with that trader all afternoon. And then I came with some... yeah, it was so severe, the error. I crashed the... it loaded... I got it into the game okay. So nothing basic. Again, second time. Always the second time. Let's grab a couple. We could sort of... No, we'll do it properly in a minute. We'll grab some... I didn't realise these were 2,000 litres each. That's quite a considerable thing. Yeah, so I thought what we'll do is... I've got to start getting the habit of... If we're going to use self-marketing, because I'm on hard economy all of the time, then we've got to use that a lot of the time. We can't just, like, ignore it. We really have got to... crack on and use that. So let's just see, can we do this? If not, I should be darting out and I should be just going to fix it. Let's have a look. Moments of truth. Can we sell soup? We can indeed. Ah, now that's interesting. It's shown us what we sold earlier on Riverview. Well, it didn't show us the amount. I was so convinced that it diddled me. Ah, so we can still get the flour out. I think you can put the flour back in. Sure you can put that back in. Yeah. So I think I tried to do something with this and stop the flour from spawning, but because it's just naturally it spawns. But I think if I remember rightly, you can put the flour back into a bakery, which this is a bakery too. So I think you can just drop it straight back on and it will take it because the bakery takes flour. I think. I need to test this. So there's a few things with having a double, like a bakery and a mill, that are not necessarily good. Which also there was an update from the person who sort of showed me that with that fantastic... oh yeah, we're not trying to do this forever now. Yeah, she'll show you. It's easier to like show you than it is to like waffle on. It's a beautiful mod this is, and it was this that sort of showed me that it really is good. But this one here, the multigrain production, that obviously you wouldn't really want your flour to come outside, but because it does both, if you've got flour ready and it's the only thing ready, then the flour's going to pop at the top. So it's one of those sort of things. So I thought what we're going to do is we're going to go into a time lapse and I'm going to like load these. Let's just go grab... Yeah, I'm still having autosave on. I really don't trust the game very much at all at the minute. We won't have you. We shall have you. Yeah, we could... got loads of my little tray. You know, the amount of Let's Plays I've got where I've actually got 2 or 3 of those because I've forgotten I've like got it. And I did it on Riverview earlier. I'd already got one. It was already in flatbed configuration. I bought another one and I went down the shop to pick it up and realised you'd already bought one of these. It's down at the... now, where are you? Yeah, where are you going? It's here. Although I'm not a massive fan of this, but the TPS is broken at the minute. But it's fairly long. It's just a right awful shape, really. It's not very flat. Not ideal for like loading stuff onto, really. Alright, I'm going to say my words though, because this is going to be a bit of a monster. We're going to make our profit. We now know we can do this. The bread's not at the minute not worth like doing, so we could also send... Yeah, let's send that as well. If it will. Set destination. If we send you there, we will grab this and we will fill the pair of them because there's a lot. There is a lot. I'm very glad that there's 2,000 litres per one, but yes. I do swear though that the tractors have been nerf horsepower definitely, because that biggie could... Well, in fact, we've had the big class take that up the 55 tonne of full. So if you had a 70 odd tonner now, I think you'd have to like do the modding trick of like saying there's no weight. I'm sure H2 Studios with a 70 tonner at the beginning of FS25 did that, but I think later on that he changed it and put the weight back on because it... Ooh. Because it sort of did like get heavier. I did notice it, and then of course Giants also nerfed horsepower as well, so it became really apparent. Right, anyway, let's get this lot loaded. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Now we were done. Yes. That was fun and games. It really was. It was well worth it though. 290,116, 100 odd grand, and we just like blown a load of cash on like doing the chickens. We should have quite a lot of food in there if I remember rightly. Did we? Oh, we did. 17,748. We pretty much filled it up. That's right. I remember it was exactly the right amount, which was a bit of a fluke really, because it wasn't. There wasn't. Obviously, I use those numbers quite a lot, the sevens. So yeah, that's just my little idiosyncrasies. So yeah, we've sold all of that. That is amazing. Let's just check to make sure that we filled. I think we did fill them. I was going to say we're not long. All of the potatoes are in, which is the slightly best soup. We've obviously also, the other good soup is the triple soup. So we're now doing 4 soups. This is where it starts to get interesting. And we're also, obviously we've got that flour in. When we start to get the eggs coming through, we're going to stick those in, and we're going to stick the noodle soup from flour in as well. It's not a cracking good earner, but it's not terrible either. So we're going to activate that. We know there's nothing in there at the minute, but there will be. So everything's full. Now, did we stick any potatoes in storage? Which we'd see, but in the selling menu prices, wouldn't we? 35 tons of carrots still, 160 tons of parsnips, and quite a bit of red beet. So carrots, which we knew was the least, that was the one we missed. So we've now got an awful lot of parsnips, because we had a lot of parsnips, and red beet, 73 tons. So we have got all of our potatoes in there. I thought we'd got them all, but I wasn't sure if I'd stuck some in the oh, of course I put it in the production side and told it to push. That's right. I'm catching up now. So the eggs are coming through nicely now. There's just the Brantner. I checked that at the beginning. So it is September. Are we? Well, really, we are set with our soups, although we have, like, for a few years ignored the crop rotation thing. I really think we ought to like take note of it. And obviously we'll run out of our things, but we've like been rotating root crops in root crop fields all of the time. So I'm gonna like pull the let's be, like, properly doing things. Now obviously I do realize we haven't finished. We have one more field to harvest, and we have, not only have we got the super duper harvester, we've also got the corn header to actually do that with. So probably I think it is October morning. We could actually do that this session, because it's been a long, yeah, I think it has. So let's get that ready. Yeah, let's jump in this. Now, I believe we repaired this. Yeah, we upgraded it a lot, didn't we? Got the long... And luckily, on this map, we could probably, for once, if we can get across the map, get away with going across the map with the header on. Ooh, we can, but it's... Ooh, yeah, that's right. We had issues with this before. The pipe's going to get in the way as well. Right, fantastic. So, can we sneak past all of the signs? I'm not sure if they've all got collisions. I think we can. Does this fold? Looks like it does, but I don't think it does. It does sort of, but just the ends. So it'll either be October or November. And then, of course, we've got the bread to sell at some point soon. Sorry for the silence. Just concentrating. Oh, it's so easy to like... Yeah, it is. I've got to be honest, that there's a lot of promise with the game, but my biggest worry for most people is the fact that it's very heavy on resources. So I think you'd have to... I mean, I would imagine on console it's handled automatically, as in, like, who's got the... Is it you? I think it is. Yeah. Let's take this back. I'd imagine graphics are handled automatically now on PC and probably Mac as well. You can obviously tweak your settings to your heart's content and give yourself like the best of the best. Now initially I did try in FS25 to have everything on, and although I could do it, I could tell it wasn't performing at its best. And I've always been one of those, even though I create content, that really it should performance comes before looks. But if you're creating content, then that sort of changes that up a little bit, and really it's more about creating good content. So it became, for the first time in my life as a gamer, more important to me to have things look good. So therefore I always want to tweak my settings so that I produce the best content. So yeah, but I also realise still, obviously, I need to tweak the settings to get the most out of this. So yeah, it's one of those catch-22s. Let's go through till the morning. We might, I think we will. And it is 9 o'clock. Yeah, but what I mean is, either the settings are going to be poor because things are auto set by PlayStation or Xbox, or you've got to have the really high-end ones, which we already know. Giants already did speak about that. No, they're not ready, so it's going to be November. Right, fantastic. And we have down a burger and the Volvo and that. Well, do you know, we will forego. We're going to go straight through now. Then I would imagine our chickens are more than fine. Yeah, and eggs 446 litres. Now, that doesn't tell us what's on top. Yeah, they've not gone down very much at all. Let's just kind of a quick pop down and see what is what. Oh, it's only just on the edge of that, so... Oh, no, it really is, yeah. They must have not been terribly productive. I suppose, yeah, it's that healthiness, isn't it, that catches up. So, yeah, that's not the end of the world. Let's go through one more month till November. Yeah, I must admit, soup, the other good thing about soup is it is frequently, it's high value throughout the year. It does sort of make it, I like to do it a lot, the soups and the cannery, because, I mean, now that obviously I've ironed out the fact that it's, beautiful colours, absolutely beautiful. Right. My life, loads of cedars, and a beautiful class. A beautiful 355 horsepower, up to 450, 216,000. It would suit them out well, but to be honest, what I'm thinking is we're going to buy it for now, and we're going to grab that one. We don't care about the tie roller. Oh, we've got to have one of those, and we do indeed. I wish to sell those two. It would be nice to have that other one. We'll leave those two alone. I'm trying to get ruthless so that I'm not wasting time, but I'm getting the things that are worth the most, but not... Yeah, I mean, not if, like, you're going to go anywhere, I don't mind buying something if it's a front attachment and it was only £3,000, because it's still 300 and you're going anyway. But, like, if it's... There are 3 items and they're all 10,000, I'm usually tempted now to just leave it alone. You know, that's how I had her into. I remember because I was trying to return it, and I've left it alone. And for 81, fantastic. No, we don't want to be selling that. That's so 325,915. Now I should imagine that our crop is this time ready to rock and roll. Indeed it is. They have not withered, have they? Oh my life, they look like they would withered. Right, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. And we were done. Yes. Well, we got the stone up. I've been meaning to do that for some of it. I'm quite sure I've missed a couple of piles. So no trouble with doing that. And this did, yeah, unloaded nicely itself. It is a good harvester. I've liked this. Well, JHG has done a lot of the John Deere's, like through FS. I think he was he in FS19 as well? I think so. Obviously, definitely FS22. I was really aware of him, and yes, and I do realise there's damage to. Yeah, I've got damage on the header. I thought I'd repaired that, but obviously not. Which does make a bit of sense when you think about where it was. So next session, we're going to go through the winter. I can't believe where we are cash-wise. That is quite amazing. So let's get this repaired. I mean, yeah, not just that. We've got the sowers. We've got 3 of them, which is quite phenomenal. Oh, yeah, it was definitely. And repair a little, yes. And we might as well repair you while we're at it. Fantastic. That is that done. And it does match the John Deere as well. So, yeah, I don't know where we're going to put this header, though. I don't really want to leave it in the bushes or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know. The production side, though, when I first made it, its only function was to push things around. So I am a bit shocked that it didn't work to get the lime out. But it's sort of like, it's not really what I've designed it for. But obviously we all would need to, it's also a silo sort of. So it is, I do need to, oh, the other thing is I actually saw this exact shed being built right near my work the other day. I was quite amazed. I literally double took it and I thought, oh my life, that is exactly my favourite shed in FS25. It really was exactly the same, with just 2 of the bays with these like crosses on, and this exact colour, exactly like this. So it was quite amazing when I saw it. I thought, oh my life, that's a real shed. Smashing. Right, so that's where we're going to leave it. Yeah, it has been a cracking session. It really has. I mean, we've got achieved a lot. It's ever so strange. I came on this because I thought, oh, Risoux Forest, we've got a really easy. I was feeling a bit tired because I've been like working on the mods all literally since I went out this morning with my wife, took shopping, and then came back, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get cracking. I'm going to literally do some modelling. And I'm going to get that TPS trailer. Oh, have we had little ones as well? Really? Already? Seriously? I suppose we did go through a couple of months. 130. Oh my life, born this very day. So that's amazing. When they're, yeah, it doesn't, I love chickens. They are absolutely amazing for like pretty much filling whatever enclosure suit. Ooh. Eggs inside. Now this this one I tweaked from the little one, literally made it bigger and tweaked it until everything was okay. But the one thing I haven't obviously done is I've not shifted and this is why I love this. Actually playing with the mods that you make, you realise, you know, if you, my general aim is in time to release them all on the mod hub, but I want to test them more than just testing to see if it works, because this followed it literally, I do test now with the Giants tool almost all of the time, because it's easier than bringing it into the game and it crashing the game. I did it earlier, but we've got a mega crash with the TPS. Well, I keep calling it the TPS. It isn't the TPS. It's the TPS is the one that I love the most, and it's my TPS. It's a much more basic model, but it is very similar. I was saying this earlier. I've gone for the eyelets. I've gone for like little tiny, they call them Tauruses, donuts, and literally little iron eyes all the way down the side of my thing. And it was only when I looked close at the TPS and I thought, you've got that from the TPS. And I thought, I have, but it's subconscious. It's literally, I actually think that is the best kind of like eye for the straps. You know, I mean, they've all got similar things. This also's like got little tiny... yes, proper strappy. No, eyelets. Yeah, it's got eyelets, Tauruses, or donuts, whatever you want to call them, rings. Yeah, basically all the way down. And mine's the same. I've done a slightly different design, similar where you've got this come out. What I've done is I've pushed my, if you can imagine, this extends over this in an almost the same shape. You can get an extra pallet on the front of mine. Oh, that's actually moving. Yeah, you can get an extra pallet or whatever you want on the front of the trailer whilst you've still got stuff on the back. I thought it was quite an... I haven't got any ramps. I will in time. When I get good enough, I will add the ramps later on. But at the minute, it's just a trailer. It's just for bales and like transporting things. Like, yeah, like the trailer that we've got ourselves. This one here. It's not got ramps. It just is meant to take things from A to B. And that's just the same as mine. So, yeah, well, mine's broken. So it's not just the same as mine at all. But it will be. I'm determined I'm going to get that hopefully done over the week. I have done a few... Going into vehicles, obviously I've done a lot of placeables and with a lot of success. Obviously I've done a lot of changes and that's made me quite conversant in a lot, not everything, with placeables. Well, even to the extent of making one of these as well. That didn't take me terribly long to knock that up. I've broken my sign because again I've swapped it and it's gone from... Yeah, I think I've mixed... It started off as this exact model actually. I literally... But what I didn't realise I'd done... You can use any model to do anything, but the trouble is it showed up on the map as a chicken shed, which I jumped into on River View, and I thought, this is not a chicken shed. I was trying to get to the chicken shed, but then I had to smile inwardly as I realised that obviously I'd left it as a chicken shed as on the map, whereas really it was only the sign. I wasn't really... It was just supposed to be the sign. So I literally used that, but then earlier I tried to fix it and I thought, I think what I've done is I've got it half as a chicken shed and a half as a production, which I did just to keep it simple, but I think I've broken it. So I've got to fix that again. And also we've got to, like, obviously move the spawning port for the eggs now, because that's that would have been outside the original one, but this is wider, higher and longer. So therefore, yeah, that's now needs to be shifted, and I'm glad that we can actually see that. So again, something else for me to fix, and also to have a look at the production silo and why that's not allowing things out, even though it was not my design. I'm sure it may be that I've just not got lime on the out. I mean, you can see it is supposed to... no, it won't be that. No, it's true. It's you can push it all out. If you can see it in the outgoing, then that means it can definitely go out. When I could, the straw and the potato. Oh, we have got some potatoes in there. And the lime, yeah, 17,777 litres of lime. It's outgoing. The only thing I've not done is I've not given it a loading. I've not put the lime in the loading outgoing stuff, so I just need to fix that. And again, that'll work as well. And that's another reason, as I said, I don't want to be like pushing these things out and release them on the mod hub if they're not working properly. So I want to iron the kinks out. It's a bit annoying sometimes when you're in the Let's Play and things go wrong and you got to dart out and dart in and just fix a few things. It's annoyed me a little bit. Yeah, well, that's still not... Usually it does sort of settle down. It just goes to show you, again, another massive update. The game's got heavier, but has it improved? I mean, it has in some ways, but you've still got graphical glitches. You've still got weird glitches like this. It's heavier on your machine than it ever was at the very beginning, and it was already heavy enough. And there are still things that aren't right with it. Yeah, I mean, listening to a lot of modders as well, there's things in the game that aren't quite right. It really is. I've got to be honest, it is a big mess, although we can still all see potential and it is still playable. But FS22 was the same. I've got to be honest, I was quite disappointed in FS22. It was a good game, but it was never finished. We just moved from FS22 to FS25, and FS25 is the biggest mess I've seen of any of the iterations, even if it has promise. But it hasn't got promise when it could risk damaging your machine, or you've got to play it at a very low res. That to me is, I'm not sure that's a win. Really, if it's beyond the scope of most normal people with a standard like display adapter and things like that. Wow, that is really strange. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was checking earlier when I was running up the field. going out on the desktop and have a look at the task manager, and again, 96% the graphic, the GPU is running at 96%. That's what all these little weird glitches are about, I think, or it is actually the game a combination between the two. So it really is worrying when I consider how high end this is, and I'm only saying that because it should cope. I've already knocked some of the sort of really like shadows from clouds and things like that. I've got anisoptric filtering down on 4 instead of 8. That takes quite a lot of guts. I had it on full 4K, not the standard 3840 by 2160. I had it on the high one, 4000 something by something else. I had to knock that down. So bit by bit, I've tweaked my settings, and still, with all of those tweaks, it's still running at 96%. And there's not an awful lot going on apart from the graphics card is actually processing and holding the game together. Now, when there's obviously lots of workers going on the map, just have a quick look while we're actually chatting, just to sort of get live figures from this. I hope to really, I suppose, show you this. I always have my graphics showing the game so that you can always, if I pop in and out, then the GPU is 93%. It is, I've got to be honest, it is heavier on JMGaming's map than any other. This is, I think, quite a large map. I think of the amount of objects, but that's 94% without any workers going at all. That's just us chatting, and the production's going and all the rest of it, and that is it. So it's, yeah, quite amazing, but in a bad way. But yeah, it is, it's worrying. I just think I've ever been worried about a game. I mean, I know I'm getting older and these things press on your mind a little bit more, but I honestly don't think I've ever been in this position where I'm like thinking, it was the last time I did an upgrade, and this is a new machine as well, but the last time I did an upgrade was it to this machine? No, it was the machine before this with the, oh, that's it. Then I went to my desktop because I thought the desktop was better, but it had got a ATI graphics card and it wasn't so good, so I went and got a NVIDIA. Now I can go to the desktop, and if this gets any heavier, I shall go back to my desktop and just grab a different CPU, because this has got a Super Ryzen 9 and that's just got a standard Ryzen 5, I think. So it wouldn't be terribly... I mean, the Ryzen 9 is a heavy lifter. So, I mean, yeah, the GPU's the most common gaming laptop GPU, so still high-end. And it's got, I think it's 6 gig of discrete... a proper DDR 5 or 6. It's really is good, and that's on top of the 16 gig of RAM that I've actually got on the machine as well, which it can also share for the graphics card if it wants. So it's not, you know, I've really, because of the channel, I insisted on investing on a really good machine. So it really is sort of, to me, quite worrying for everybody else on, well, and myself as well. I don't really want to burn out a machine for a game. It's a hobby, certainly, but I certainly don't want to be doing any damage to a machine based upon a single game. That, to me, seems a bit excessive, and Giants seem totally, either they know, I'm quite sure they know, but they obviously are not really particularly caring about burning mine and everybody else's machines out, or else they would do something about it instead of it. I mean, it's insane the amount of like fixes we've had. I mean, well over a gig. Last one was a gig and a half again. We keep getting thrown more tractors. Do I care about tractors? No, I just want the game fixing. I had enough of this with FS25. I've got to be honest. I don't think I've ever felt so much like walking away from the game. And I do love the game. It is true. It's I was listening to one of the partners and singing all of that, and I'm not thinking, mate, you are just so not with it. You know, just because you're in a partner program, you really owe it to you, like the people who are watching your channel. And these are big channel. This was, like one of those that's got thousands of views, not like little old me that's Lucky if I get 20 to 40 people view my videos, and I'm not laughing. I'm happy with that. It's a hobby, and I'm happy that anybody's watching, because I've said this a few times about myself. I am Marmite. I realise I'm a geek, and it means you're Marmite. People will either love you or hate you, really. You'll either suit their character or you won't. You know what I mean? And it's as simple as that. So, I've had a lot of people come and go, and that's because, I'm Marmite. And I realise that, but... this person has got thousands of views, every sort of thing, and he's like going on like there's no problem, just like Giants is like there's no problem, everything's okay, and you're like thinking it's not, it is not okay. FS22 was bad enough, but FS25 is a wreck, really. A beautiful wreck, but it's still a dangerously very heavy on resources game that really is getting heavier. And like nobody's like warning anybody like to be careful or all the rest of it. It's just going to damage people's machines unless something is done by Giants to actually knock it down. Instead of trying to fix things, they've got to balance things and hopefully fix things in a slower way. I mean, it's playable now. I mean, things like manure are fixed, but again, it's a bit like FS22. We got things. I mean, manure was broken for an awful long time in FS22. I mean, so much so in FS25, I actually made a mods to convert slurry to manure because I thought it was going to be gone for... And I wasn't the only one. Someone else did it and released it on the mod up as well. So I thought, yeah, I'm not surprised you've done that, really. Because you don't... I mean, that has been fixed. But there's still other... I mean, forestry. You don't have to go very far to actually point fingers at things that really are not finished. I mean, if that's not taking the mick out of your customers, the fact that you release a game that's missing one of those key elements that a lot of players actually like, that's bad. This game was so unfinished in so many ways. Graphically, weird glitches going on all the time. The going into the store and it like dragging, even when you come out of the store. Hutan Pantai was terrible. You'd go in the store. I dropped frames on recordings on when I was trying a new recording piece of software for about 2 minutes solid, because it was so heavy on the resources that my GPU couldn't do the encoding side of like recording, and that was all because of going into the store. That is hugely wrong. Really is hugely wrong, and it's still not perfect. It's a lot better, but it's still. I was on Riverview this morning. Went into the shop and it was still awful. Went into that. It doesn't come into the game with you, which is it's a weird thing to say that, but in Hutan Pantai, you went into the store and it all slowed down terribly, and then you came out of the game and it came with you. The slowdown that whatever had caused, there was a backlash of you coming into the game, and it followed you into the game, and sometimes it was 10 seconds, but they say that worst time, I literally lost about 2 minutes of recording, and obviously played back afterwards and thought, that's dropped frames. I mean, not frames, but entire minutes worth of recordings, just because the GPU was struggling so much under whatever weight that backlash of coming out of the shop had done. Terrible. Anyway, yeah, not wanted to moan really, but it is. I just, this is one of those situations where, as a gamer and as a human being and as a content creator, that I'm like, where is this? When are they actually going to, I mean, you'd think that everything was hunky-dory if you read all the press releases. They're totally not paying any attention. But then again, I suppose if you've got partners who are trying to iron out the kinks for you and say everything's okay, when plainly it really isn't. But I just wonder how much it's affecting other people. It really is quite atrocious. Anyway, enough. It's not going to fix it. It's just, it does worry me really for everybody's machines. But yeah, no, we'll go back to normal. We'll get crack on as we normally do. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey if my computer doesn't burn out into a messy heap. I really do. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for now.